Jet Setter, everybody. I'm Tyson Rauch. This week, the New York Jets take on the Buffalo Bills in what has to be considered a huge statement game for both teams. The Bills are trying to stay atop the AFC East. The Jets trying to take that spot as they're one game behind. As we go into this game, we'll look at the offense first. For the Jets, the offensive line has to set the tone. They have to come out physical, they have to win the battle at the line of scrimmage, and push back the defensive front for the Buffalo Bills. From there, the Jets have to establish a running game with Sean Green, Tomlinson, maybe even Joe McKnight. The Jets are able to do that. They should then go to the passing game, which in my eyes should start off with Dustin Keller. Get Dustin Keller involved early on, over the middle, which will loosen up everything else for the passing scheme. Once Keller's involved, I would go to Santonio Holmes and Jeremy Curley out of the slot, which should open up the passing game even more to maybe get Plaxico Burress open up deep down the field. I think it all goes hand in hand. You run the ball effectively, it opens up play action pass. Play action pass, you can go to slot screen passes, you can do a variety of things, but the offensive line has to set the tone early in the game for the Jets. The last thing you want to do is have 3 and outs early in the game because Buffalo Bills fans are going to be in a wild frenzy for this game. I mean, when was the last time they had an important game in November? It's probably been years for them, so they've probably been drinking for 2 weeks getting ready for this game. So the Jets have to come out, quiet the crowd, play smart, efficient offense, limit their turnovers, limit their penalties, which is even more important, put the Bills' defense back on their toes a little bit, control time of possession, which will be big, keep Fred Jackson off the field, keep Ryan Fitzpatrick off the field, and the Jets should be fine. In terms of the defense, I think, one more thing for the offense. The Bills' secondary is very, very aggressive. They lead the NFL in interceptions with 14, and their plus-minus as a team is, I think it's +9. The Jets should take advantage of the aggressive corners. They like to jump routes. That's where your play-action pass, maybe some pump fakes from Sanchez can help out as well. So while the Bills' secondary is ranked very high in interceptions, there's some cracks there. They can be passed on, and the run defense is ranked 20th. So the Bills' defense is, you can score some points on, it's just a matter of being smart about it. Going back to the defense, the Jets' defense is going to have their hands full. The Buffalo Bills, they like to spread you out and then run the ball. They'll go 3 or 4 receiver sets and then pound Fred Jackson. And as everybody knows by now, Fred Jackson is probably one of the top 3 or 4 backs in the NFL. I think he's ranked 4th in the NFL in rushing, and he's just as dangerous out of the backfield catching the ball. So the Jets have to try to contain the run, which is going to be difficult. The linebackers have to make plays. This is where you miss a guy like Brian Thomas, who's probably the Jets' best linebacker in terms of run defense. Josh Mauga is going to play there. Jamal Westerman, maybe Aaron Maven. These guys have to be consistent in tackling, shorthanded. Bart Scott and David Harris have to be very good. And see what happens. I mean, it's going to be tough for them to do that. Then with the spread out offense, the Jets secondary, opposite of DeVell Rivas, has to play very well. Rivas will probably have Stevie Johnson, who's a great receiver, and they'll probably shut him down. So then the onus is going to be on guys like Kyle Wilson, Cromartie, Donald Strickland, Eric Smith to cover the rest of the receivers. Ryan Fitzpatrick does an excellent job spreading the ball around, so secondary has to remain consistent in coverage, no bad penalties like Cromartie, just tackle, no yards after the catch, and see what you can do with that. The other threat for the Bills is their tight end, Chandler. Chandler's 6'7", huge target. Only has 15 catches, but 6 of those are for touchdowns. So in the red zone, you got to account for him. Put a big body on him, maybe a Brodney Poole, but you got to account for him. And as you know, the Jets have struggled against tight ends, so this has got to be a concern defensively. Other than that, you got to think about Brad Smith, the former Jet. You just know the Bills are dying to get Brad Smith in the game to run the Wildcat and do a variety of things to the Jets defense. You got to watch out for his arm as much as his legs. And the Jets, I think, should be able to control the Wildcat because there's enough film on it now. The Bills have not used Smith enough early in the season, which I think kind of was planned, waiting for teams like the Jets and the Patriots as the season progressed. So you got to keep an eye on Brad Smith, as I'm sure he's going to want to explode against Gangrene, and I think that's going to be interesting to see how they play him out. Other than that, you got to watch C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson out of the backfield. Both of these running backs are very dangerous threats out of the backfield and are mismatched for most linebackers and safeties. So guys like, I would probably use maybe Eric Smith or hopefully, I don't even know, maybe Calvin Paisley's healthy. We're going to have to defend these guys. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. Other than that, you have to look for Aaron Maven. Aaron Maven's coming back to play his former team, and he's been a huge asset to the Jets defense. He leads the team in forced fumbles. I think he's tied for the team lead in sacks. I think Maven's going to be fired up for this game. He's going to go after Ryan Fitzpatrick as much as he possibly can. So If he can get a consistent pass rush, it'll help speed up Fitzpatrick's reads. Maybe the Jets can get some big interceptions and get the Bills' offense off the field, which will be key. Again, time possession is going to be key in this game. The more the Bills' offense is off the field, the better off the Jets will be. Other than that, I think it's going to be an interesting game. It's a must-win, I think, for the Jets if they want to have any chance of winning the AFC East. In terms of the playoffs, for conference-wise, it's a tiebreaker there with the wins. So I think it's going to be a very physical game. I think the first quarter is going to be huge for the Jets. They come out strong. They come out inspired. Off the bye week, there's some concerns. They come out lackadaisical or slow, which they cannot afford to do. But I think the Jets win this game. I think it'll be about 21-17. I think it's going to be a close game in the fourth quarter. But I think Sanchez is going to make enough plays to win the game. Before I go, I just want to mention one more thing. As most of you know, I'm a big UFC fan and MMA fan, and BJ Penn this past weekend retired, taking a break from mixed martial arts. So I was a huge fan of BJ. I just want to thank him for everything he's done for the UFC and for martial arts, and mixed martial arts. And hopefully he reconsiders and comes back soon. Other than that, just want to thank L7 Tailgate. Great tailgate. Next Sunday night against the Patriots should be insane. Fisticuffs combat gear. They got new gear coming out very soon. Jets Twit over with Eric Jets Twit for all his support and help. And Matthew Rosario for doing my logo. Other than that, let's go Jets. Big game this week, and hopefully they pull it out. Thank you.